Thank you so much for joining us here on Idaho Today, happening September 26th, a night of history at the Wine, Eats, and Artifacts Annual Gala, hosted by the Foundation for Idaho History. We're joined right now by Janet Gilmore to talk about the upcoming event. So great to have you here, Janet.
Thank you, Melissa.
All right, so this event, I can tell you're very excited about this.
Always.
I can't wait to learn about this. All right, so for those who may not be familiar, though, tell us about the Historical Society. What do you guys do?
So the State Historical Society preserves and promotes Idaho's history. We were founded in 1881, so we are pretty good experts in that. And we became a state agency in 1907, and since then we have been extraordinary in terms of working on the redevelopment of the State Museum. We also have as part of our portfolio the Idaho State Archives, the State Historic Preservation Office, and statewide historic sites, including the Old Idaho Pen.
Wow, you guys do a lot.
We do.
You cover a lot of ground.
We do.
Okay, so let's talk about the event that's coming up, though. I would love to know how this is going to be benefiting the society, and what are some of your goals with this event?
Well, we work very closely with our Foundation for Idaho History, which is our support group. Fabulous. Again, they've been helping us for over 25 years. And this event is an annual event where the foundation helps us either conserve an artifact or do an exhibit or do a special initiative.
Oh, wow.
And in the past, that included things like conserving the Constitution and also creating the female suffrage sculpture at the State House grounds. So you can kind of get a sense they've been working very closely to help make history accessible and exciting for the community. This year, the funds that we raise will go toward an exhibit that's called Idaho Turning Points, which will be opening at the Idaho State Museum in the summer of 2025 and run through the fall of 2026. And it is really looking at Idaho's commemorating its role in the national narrative as part of the 250th celebration of our country's history,
wow,
which really culminates on July 4th of 2026.
Wow, okay, that's super exciting.
Yes.
Why is it important that people know our state's history? What's the benefit of knowing our foundation like that?
Well, I think that number one, it gives you context. It gives you context for your own personal decision making. So when we think about why history is important, it's important to ourselves because we are all very connected to our family and our place where
Yes.
we live, and understanding our family's history, our community's history helps provide a sense of place. We need to be connected to our state because it's part of the national story, and our country because of the founding values that really are embedded in all Americans. And so we go from the small to, the family, to the state, to the larger narrative, and we're all connected.
Absolutely.
And it gives us context for thinking about why the world lives the way that it lives today, and how we can think and how we can use evidence that is embedded in artifacts and archival materials to make good decisions.
I love that, right? It kind of brings back to, like you mentioned, the connectiveness of everybody.
Yes.
Of our history.
Yes.
And it's a better understanding of self, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it makes you who you are. And the more you can learn about that, maybe even the more you can learn about you as an individual. I love that. Okay, so where do people go so they can learn more about what you do? All the amazing opportunities out there to learn about Idaho history and support it moving forward, and then go to this event, right? It's a great place to begin, wouldn't it be?
Yes, well, if you go to history.idaho.gov, that's the Historical Society's website, but the Wine, Eats, and Artifacts website will be coming up on the screen shortly. That's where people can find out more about the event, which is featuring our staff curators with about 5 specific artifacts that people can learn more about that will be in Turning Points. Very inspiring. What we know, people love Idaho history and they love connecting with our staff to learn more of the behind the scenes about artifacts. So that's all on the website. And this is September 26th, next Thursday, a week from tomorrow. And it's at the Idaho State Museum, and tickets are on sale. They're $90. And we would love to invite people to come learn more about Idaho's story and what we're doing to commemorate our part in the national narrative of the 250th celebration of our history of our country, which culminates on July 4th, 2026.
2026, a lot to look forward to right there.
Yes.
And by the way, really quick before we wrap, I do want to say the museum, if you've never been, is absolutely beautiful. And to be able to go to an event there, I can imagine is just going to be a wonderful experience. So I strongly suggest you check this out. Janet, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your excitement is contagious.
Well, thank you.
Yes, okay.